It's called doing time, but how much is enough? Northern Territory lawyers say the Parole Board has become too tough on prisoners. Figures show the number of inmates being refused parole has steadily climbed since 2001. But the board says no such trend occurs and that on average half of all prisoners who come up for parole are granted it.
For weeks now, the Prison Guards Union has been warning of high tensions at Darwin's jail, where the population is close to 100 prisoners over capacity. The government plans to solve overcrowding with a new $300 million prison to be built at Holt's. But some lawyers argue that's not the answer, saying a growing trend by the Parole Board to refuse prisoners parole is contributing to jail overcrowding and reducing rehabilitation options.
You have a greater prospect of reducing reoffending by releasing sentenced prisoners on parole with supervision and guidance outside and within their communities than you'll ever get by giving them courses inside the walls of a jail.
In 2001, 20 eligible prisoners were knocked back for parole. In 2005, that figure increased to 48, or 23%. By 2009, 42% of prisoners who were eligible for parole were refused. The chairman of the Parole Board says there was a spike in the number of rejections in 2009 and 2010, but it does not reflect a trend.
The most significant figure is the number of people who are granted parole, and the median range for that is somewhere between about 46 and 54% of prisoners are granted parole.
Some prison insiders say inmates are missing out on parole because they can't do the required rehabilitation classes.
That's incorrect. As a member of the Parole Board, I've not seen a case where somebody's been rejected for a parole application merely on the basis they haven't been able to do a course inside the prison.
Overcrowding at the jail hasn't stopped the department from organising football matches for inmates, but it is impacting on rehabilitation courses.
Correctional Services says rooms that were being used for education are now being used for accommodation. But the department says it doesn't affect the majority of prisoners who are serving short sentences and are not required to complete such courses. Lucy McNally, ABC News, Darwin.